Hello everybody, welcome to my page. This is Lady C and family. So today is my baby girl's birthday and I said I'm going to share our story. So this is the right time for me to share our story. So our story goes like this. When I gave birth to my baby girl, she had medical condition. Nobody knew what it was, but only thing we know that she shakes, as in shake from her head to toe, like the way leaves shake when breeze blows. Yes. So I told the doctors tried their best, but they couldn't find what was really wrong with her. So after the fourth day they discharged us, we got home. So while at home, one woman came one early morning the next day that we came back to visit us. So the woman noticed that this shaking is not normal. So the woman advised I take her back to the hospital because this shaking is not normal. Because I was thinking, okay, since they have given her treatment, maybe with time everything will be back to normal. But the woman said, no, I should carry her to hospital. And if you are in Nigeria, you will know that going to a public hospital, you must go very early in the morning. But by that time, it was around 10 o'clock, so I had to go. So then I took taxi to the hospital. So when we got to hospital, at this time my husband wasn't around. He went back to school. He's studying abroad. He was a medical student then, so it was only me, and I didn't have money because I lost my job. In fact, things were a bit rough for me then. So when we got to the hospital, people were there, crowd was much. In fact, the number I picked, because if you come you pick number, the number I picked was around 110. Wow. And they were just attending to the first 10 people. My God, I didn't know what to do. In fact, by the time we got to the hospital, the shaking has increased. She was just vibrating, the vibration. That was how she was vibrating, a 5-day-old baby vibrating from head to toe. So I couldn't wait. I had to rush to the front to meet the doctors. Maybe they will have pity on me. So I was crying. So when I got to the front, I tried to beckon on one doctor. This doctor pretended as if she didn't know I was calling her. I called, though the doctor didn't answer me. It was one cleaner that saw me, the way my baby was vibrating and the way I was crying, and tried to help me talk to the doctor. The doctor just flared up. That's when I knew that she even heard that I was calling her. She only pretended. She didn't want to. She was busy pressing phone. No, she wasn't doing anything. It was the two other doctors that were attending to people. She was just pressing phone. I think she was the oga or something. I don't know. So she now shunned the cleaner that she should never try what she just did. She should never call her. Even if somebody was dying or somebody was doing anything, that she should never call her. So when she finished with the cleaner, she just faced me, say, look at me. She just abused me. That me, I carried my baby and stayed at home. That look at the shaking, that one of these shaking will affect my baby's brain, not to talk of these millions of shaking. When she said this, I increased my crying. So the women here were just begging me to stop crying. So I kept crying. So later on, she told one nurse to give my baby one injection like that. They gave her. So she told me that they are going to admit us. I said, okay, no problem. So, and I left my first son at home. Nobody was with her, just my neighbor. I didn't know what to do. I didn't come with anything, just me. My husband was not around. I didn't even have money. So that was how we stayed, though. Later on, around 1 hour time, they came back and told me that I had to go because there's no bed space. There's no way they could admit me when they did not have bed. I said, I cannot carry this baby. It's better I stay here, and if the baby wants to die, he should die in this hospital. How can I go home with this baby that has been shaking? In fact, since that time, the baby, in fact, as we were staying, the shaking was increasing. I started begging them, kneeling down, crying. They should help me. These people did not send me message. All of them went. So by this time, it was already 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Nobody came for me. I didn't know what to do, but I was determined to stay. I said I was going to stay. I wasn't going anywhere. So around that 4:04, they came. They said, congrats, that somebody has been discharged, that now I have a bed space. So they admitted me. The first thing they did is they said I had to run scan and they don't have scan in that hospital because that's a children hospital, government children hospital. They don't have scan there, so I had to go somewhere else to do this scan. And I was not strong. I was just, this is the 5th day of giving birth, and I didn't have money. I don't have anybody around me. My siblings don't live in Lagos, they live in the east, so it was difficult for me. So all my time I was just crying. So I later on I went to run the scan. I was afraid when they were doing this scan because the doctor has already told me that one of those shakings affects the baby's brain. This one, millions of shaking. So when I finished, my baby was